So we've got Grace joining us today, and she's going to tell us all about her journey since she started. So not a lot more for me to say. I'll hand over to Grace. Like I said, if you've got any questions, type them in and I'll come to you. Grace, it is all yours, mate. Take it away.
So I started boxing just over a year ago through a Wimborne Boxing Club project at my school called Girls and Gloves. On the first day of the Girls and Gloves project, I really enjoyed it, so I decided to go to the club. On my first session at the club, I was really nervous, but once I walked in, it was filled with amazing, friendly people who made me feel welcome into the club. I kept on going to the gym as much as I can because I really enjoyed it and I wanted to train really hard. And in April last year, I had my medical done. And after that, I was very happy because I could have had boxing fights then. But in the summer, I had a little bit of a break, but I decided to go back as I really enjoyed it and wanted to go back and have my first bout.
Amazing. So just before you carry on, when you joined the club, did you know that you wanted to compete, or did you just enjoy it for the fitness, or what made you come to the club the very same day? Because you came the same night. So why?
Just because I've tried like other sports in the past and they've only lasted like a week or two because they weren't the right ones. I wanted to try and find my right sport, and obviously boxing was my right sport, and I just wanted to try it out. And yeah.
So how long was it before you thought, you know what, I'd actually like to maybe have a go, maybe compete, or maybe spar, or when did you know? When did you think you knew anyway?
I mean, I think I sparred on the first week, but I did want to compete when I was in the first stages of starting, but I don't really know when I wanted to compete.
Yeah. But you didn't go necessarily to the club thinking, I want to compete. You kind of went thinking, I'm going to enjoy it, do a bit of fitness, just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, you came pretty much every day for ages. Then I say a bit of a break in the summer, which a lot of kids do. And then came back end of August, start of September. I can't remember when it was, but around about then. And we got you a skills bout. Is that right?
Yes, but that was on the 2nd of November.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I may jump the gun. Go back to your story. My bad. Off you go.
I was going to say about that part next, anyway. So.
Okay. Go for it.
On November 2nd, it was obviously my first skill bout, but I was very nervous as I've never got into the ring before. So I didn't really know how I was going to do in the ring, but I was really happy with my performance and I really wanted to have a bout or skill bout. So you sorted me one out for the 11th of November against a girl called Jada.
Yeah.
I had to put 2 kilos onto boxer though, so luckily I made the weight and I boxed her and I think I did alright. I tried to do new things, but obviously she was a lot taller and stronger than me, so I did struggle a bit more against her than I did on my first bout, but I learned a lot from it back then.
So how did you find, I'm going to go back to the first skill bout, so did you have to weight making, or did you have to do any sort of weight making for that?
Yeah, I had to lose like 2 kilos in a week, but that was easier for me because my natural weight was 44, 43 back then, and I was 46, but I lost the weight pretty easily. So.
Okay. And how did you find, so in fact, just before the skill bout, did you do any sparring outside of the club? Because it's quite different sparring inside of the club to then sparring outside of the club and going into a bout.
I think I have sparred outside the club at different clubs, but I don't really remember.
You sparred, I think your first time you took sparring was Southampton, and we went to Inner City. Do you remember that? And we went up those stairs and into the gym. Yeah, so I think that's the first time you sparred. And then we went, I think after that, Was that the second time? Well, I never went to Devizes as well, which was kind of Bristol area. Maybe that's the first time you sparred, actually. I think we two there. So how did you find, or what did you find the biggest difference between competing on a skills bout versus sparring? And what was it like boxing in front of a load of people?
Obviously, for me, it was like nerve-wracking, like boxing in front of loads of people, including my mum.
Yeah.
And that's because obviously I've never done sports in front of them, and I've never done like a sports in front of a big crowd of people.
Okay.
But I tried it, and I enjoyed loads of people watching, and I just liked it. And in sparring, it's just the coach and the kids. And
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you did well on that one. I remember that. And then, like you said, you had to put on a bit of weight for the jailer bout. And pretty much as you said, you was taller, stronger, boxed well. You tried new things. So yeah, great. And you took words out of my mouth. You learned a lot from that, definitely. So yeah, sorry. Carry on your story from there.
so after that bout, skill bout, I dropped a bit of weight, and I was still training, and you were sorting a home show out for the 14th of December. That was going to be my first time on like the club's home show, but I was going to be having my first bout, so I was really excited. But it was a while after my last skills, I had to keep training really hard, and I went to a few different gyms, like Bognor Regis ABC.
Yeah.
I was one Liverpool 2-day sparring.
Yeah.
Sparring girls same way all around the country.
Yeah.
And for me, as I learned quite a lot, it's just going in and out sparring.
Sorry.
But
Diesel. Sorry. Carry on. The dog's having a moment.
anyway, December the 14th came right.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to get into the ring. I wasn't nervous because I just couldn't wait to get back in. So I walked in there really confident, and I had a third round stoppage. I think that was, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I did really well for my first bout because that's the first time I've boxed like different skills.
Yeah.
After that,
how are the nerves compared to, say, your skill bout?
obviously, the first skill bout, I was obviously very nervous because I never walked in. But the second skill bout, I wasn't as nervous as I sparred the girl before.
Yeah.
And I obviously boxed in front of loads of people. And in the bout, I just wasn't nervous because I just thought it was just going to be another skill bout, but win or lose.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah. And after that, I went straight back to the gym and kept training. And shortly after that, we were training for Sweden. That was at the end of January, going to like the 2nd of February, is it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But I had another bout before against a southpaw. I wasn't nervous, and I was dancing in the dressing room before I got on.
Yeah, I remember that.
As I just couldn't wait to get back into the ring. So I got into the ring with her, and she was more experienced than me. But I thought I did all right as I was training to box the southpaw with you.
Yeah.
And I was trying loads of different things than what I did in my first bout. And I think I boxed a lot better on my second bout than my first bout, even though the first one I got a stoppage and the second one I didn't.
How did you find boxing a southpaw?
Obviously, it's a lot harder than boxing an orthodox, but I trained, obviously, to box southpaw.
Yeah.
Also a sparring southpaw, so it was not as hard as if I wasn't training.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky that we sort of knew that she was a southpaw, so yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, sorry, carry on.
I don't really know where I'm at. Oh yeah, I won it on points, but the other girl did really good against me as well.
Yeah.
But obviously my weight was 43.5 and I had to keep that weight until the end of January because that's my weight for Sweden.
Yeah.
So afterwards I didn't eat anything at all. I just went home and then, yeah. But it was an hour and a half car journey up there. But didn't really affect my boxing at all.
So how did you find competing in a bout on a home show versus competing in a bout on an away show? And it was her gym as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the home show, loads of people were cheering for like the Wimborne people and like, yeah, and but on her home show there was like no one cheering for me apart from like Chloe, Gabby and Izzy and their parents and my mum and my dad.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the entire like gym, it was just every year and the other girl.
Yeah.
Sort of expected it because
yeah.
Sorry, on our home show.
So what did it have any effect? Did you feel like it had an effect, a negative effect, positive effect? No effect whatsoever.
No effects. So I've just
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just went there and did your thing. That's what you can do. Okay, cool. So what was after you were preparing for Sweden? I think you started to say.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to when we got into Sweden, if that's all right.
Your chat, Grace. What everyone's cool.
So when we got into Sweden, from the plane, we got straight to our coordinations, I think, and we I stayed in a room with Donna, Chloe, and my mum. Obviously, it was like the best room.
Apart from Donna was in it.
But I didn't know whether I was going to be fighting the next day or so on. But we all woke up the next day and then we got changed and brought all of our boxing stuff and went on our 2-mile walk to the venue. And we weighed in. Obviously, there was a bit of a problem with my weight. I had to go down and up, didn't I? Because the weight categories were a bit muddled up in Sweden.
Yeah.
So I was allowed to eat before the weigh-in. So that's good. Anyway, I found out there's 2 girls in my weight category. They're both Irish, but I think they're from the same club.
Yeah.
But I got drawn into the straight finals, so I was going to be boxing the next day to Saturday, and so I just stayed there and watched the girls and was really proud of them, and I cheered as loud as I could. So on to the next day, I was a lot taller than her, but she boxed a lot differently than the other girls I've boxed.
Yeah.
She was more of aggressive and like a grabber.
Yes.
And normally I'm the aggressive one, but I couldn't. I was more like of a back foot, and I didn't know what to do because she was just grabbing me.
It was a bit of a clash on of styles almost, where you both wanted to be the aggressor, and what happened is you kept just both meeting in the middle. And as you said, she would grab on for dear life. So yeah, carry
on. So obviously I did not know who won, but I found out I won, and I didn't even realise that until like obviously my hands were raised. So I was like, oh, she's obviously won because she probably looked better than me because there's like no shots thrown at all. Pretty much, it was just like hugging each other's. But I was really happy that I brought my first gold medal home from a different country. But that wasn't it, because on the last day we were able to spar girls all around the world. I sparred a very good German girl. I think we did a few rounds, I don't know how many, but yeah, it was a good experience because it's my first time sparring girls out of England.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool was in England, so but we all celebrated after that, and then we all went to the pub, celebrated and chanting stuff down the roads and that. So
yeah, Sweden knew that Wimborne were in town, that's for sure. Yeah. So did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was a very good experience. I learned a lot from especially the sparring and the bout, because now obviously I knew how it would be like to box someone that's also as aggressive and a holder on, because
Yeah,
you kept.
I was going to say, how did you find adapting in the ring? Because obviously we didn't know what she was going to be like, and suddenly she comes out and she's a bit of a grabber, as you said. How did you find you adapted?
Obviously, I found it a bit difficult as I haven't sparred or boxed anyone like that.
Yeah.
So didn't really know what to do in that situation, but I tried to do what you told me in the corner, trying to twist her off. It sort of didn't really work because she wasn't letting go. But now I would know if I boxed her again, pretty much what to do. And I have to try and stay on the back foot because I was trying to be aggressive as well. And that was not correct. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I learned from that. And
good. I mean, the tactics in the second and third round, weren't they? Were to, like say, work off the back foot, try to keep her at range, and if she closes the gap, you've got to show that you're willing and that you are trying to fight. So yeah, twisting her and trying to get your hands free and show the judges that you are actually trying to fight and she's the one grabbing. So they might not feel like it worked. It did. You were trying to twist her off and trying to do the work on the inside, and it was very blatantly clear then that she was the one doing all the grabbing. So they might not think it worked. What we asked you to do, you did perfectly. So well, it works because you get your hand raised. So well done. Okay, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
But on the way back, I felt really ill, didn't I? Because throat was hurting, so I had to have a few days off at the gym, like because I didn't want to get anyone else sick. So, but when I got back, we were all like training and sparring, but you were sorting out a girls' home show called Wimborne Girls rest of the UK.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was boxing at first, but then I found out I was boxing a national champion.
Yep.
And I was really nervous. I did not know, like, what could happen. But obviously, I did not box my best, and I now can box a lot better because I was really tired. But I'm not going to use that as an excuse. It's my own fault. If I did not box my best, I should have. But next time I will try my hardest. But I tried to give it 110%. But yeah. Anyway, I still won, but I learnt a lot from that battle.
Excellent. So how did you find the girl's style? Was there anything like you boxed before?
She was sort of like another me, kind of. Not really. Like, I'm more aggressive than her, but she was like, I don't really know, but she was like really good.
Did you enjoy the bout?
Well, yeah, but obviously I was tired halfway through, and I kept saying that, but I enjoyed it as a good like opportunity to like box England champion.
Yeah.
And because she could have been in my weight for the England championships, couldn't she? But I don't know. But after that, everyone that was doing the England championships were training, but then we all found out it got cancelled because of the coronavirus. So now we're all training at home, and that's it, pretty much.
That's where we're at now. Amazing. So, what's all being well and everything kind of goes back to, I say normal, it's never going back to normal, but goes back to where we can possibly compete. What are your long-term goals? What are your shorter-term goals? So for the next year, what would you like to achieve? It doesn't have to be dates, we don't really know when anything's happening, but what would you like to achieve in the next 12 months?
Have as many bouts as possible, and for the box cut for the England Championships in I hope I'll be able to win it and sort of be able to go to like England camps and like train with them and see how it is.
Yeah, amazing. So you get to looking at whenever the championships eventually end up being, getting on them and hopefully finally or even better winning and getting onto the pathway. Amazing. What about any longer term goals? Have you thought any further ahead in the year? Maybe like 5 years' time? You thought that far ahead yet or not?
I don't know whether it'll be in 5 years, but probably to go to Olympics about it because I really want to become a professional boxer when I'm older.
Yeah.
So
So you're looking at it. I don't even know which Olympics it would be right now, but so your long-term goal then go right the way through and get onto the GB squad and go from there.
yeah.
Amazing. Okay, cool. I mean, I'll always have questions, but before I do, is there anyone out there with questions? Let me just put you all on. Wrong mouse. Sorry. There we go. Right. Okay, amazing. So I'm going to go straight to Dons and Chloe. You guys are now unmuted. Go for it.
Okay, it's me that's asking, Grace. What would you say has been the best thing about your boxing journey so far?
Probably like really know. Obviously, I don't really know.
Is there a memory that's like really strong in your head that stands out to you, something that you've really, really enjoyed?
I think of Sweden a lot because obviously I went with like you guys, and you guys are all my like friends and like family and that. Obviously it was really good with being with like everyone, and it wasn't just boxing, it was also like talking to everyone and like having fun as well as boxing.
Yeah.
So I find that like probably the best part of my journey.
Awesome.
It's wicked. Thank you very much, Don. I'm just going to mute you. Kiki, I think, got a question. Wait. Okay. Yeah, Kiki, start talking.
Do you think you've gotten better from, like, do you think that you are getting better? Like, no. Do you think that having bouts are making you better, are helping you be better?
Yeah, because in every bout I've sort of improved, and obviously my next one, but yeah, I think having more bouts is making me improve in my boxing.
Amazing. Jay, how did you last 7 weeks with Kiki asking questions like that? Okay, amazing. Thanks, Keith. Good question. We'll stick to them. What? Anyone else? Anyone else got any more questions? I know I always have questions. Okay, Grace, what was your biggest mistake that you've learned the most from? My favourite question.
Probably gained a bunch of weight because like I could not like do anything right because when I had to gain the 2 kilos, obviously I don't think you know what I ate the day of my fight before the weight. And probably I don't really know.
So anything in your training that you think, oh, shouldn't have done that, or could have, or probably should have done that, or anything in, I don't know, one of your bouts, something, a decision you made in the ring?
I think should have done more head movement in my last bout because I wasn't doing any of that.
Okay.
In my training.
Anything? Why not go? Just give me some ideas. It's a hard question, but.
Yeah, because I don't really remember anything.
That's right. Next question from me. I don't think anyone else has got on at the moment, but if anyone has, please wave. Next question was, I just slipped my mind completely now what the next question was. There you go, I just remembered it. Right, so if Grace now could go back a year to when Grace first started, is there something you want to tell her that would help her out?
To obviously not have a break in the summer and to train a lot harder and probably do sparring a lot earlier and just do it like every single week.
Okay.
And just, yeah.
Amazing. All right, that's good. That's good advice. I like that. They're the 2 main questions I had. Before I stop it, then, has anyone got Any other questions they want to ask Grace before we start? Okay, no, I think we're done, Grace. Amazing. I'm just going to stop recording, but before I do, thank you very much. Good job. And yeah, no, that was ideal. All right, so the recording stopped.